Hey fam! I felt an urge to do a reading for the full moon right now. I'm off of my typical schedule for the day for doing readings. But I just felt a serious urge to do this reading. So generally my readings are timeless, but this one is not. This one is specifically for the full moon in Aquarius, July 29th, 2026. And I just wanted to show you this card. It actually came out in the last reading that I did, so I found that interesting. It's from the Moonology Oracle deck. It's for the full moon in Aquarius. It says, show the world the real you. And that's kind of what I want to focus on today. This lady. I don't have anything small to put on her. Let me get this sticky note. Hang on just a second, guys. Just to make her a little towel. Sorry, let me do my spiel real quick. I am the Nocturnal Oracle. Thank you for being here with me. Please never make decisions based on a tarot reading. Don't make choices or decisions based on a tarot reading or channeled messages. I use words like he, she, him, her. I am referring to masculine and feminine energy or something depicted in the artwork on the cards. I am never being gender specific, and neither are the cards or the energy. We all contain masculine and feminine energy inside of us. It just helps me keep things straight in my head. And is that all we want to say? Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this full moon in Aquarius. It's happening on July 29th. My time, it starts at 12 a.m. I'm on Mountain Time, so you'll have to Google when it's going to be peaking for you. The energy and the focus of this channel and reading that I would like to do today is to show the world the real you. And when I was meditating with this energy and deciding which tools and cards I was going to use to channel this message today, I was thinking about how being authentic in a fake world is a profound form of resistance. Social media, culture, filters, all make self-acceptance feel like a radical choice. Like authenticity and self-acceptance feels like a radical choice in this age and time. But the energy of this full moon is all about being authentic. So try to think about small ways you can start being more authentic. until you become more comfortable, and then find some more small ways to be a little more authentic. And I feel like because it does feel like such a radical choice in this time, us being authentic helps others feel a little safer to show up authentically. It gives them the courage to show up a little more authentically. It starts a quiet revolution, and I think that's really cool. Some other things to consider during this specific full moon and its energy are: if you're holding on to any person, thing, ideal, outcome a little too tightly, think about how you can start loosening your grip on them. Because energetically speaking, when we chase things, they run away. When we grip them tightly, they slip away. So how can we find little ways to start getting more into energetic flow instead of trying to grip tightly to control? I hope that makes sense. I was going to use the tarot cards today, but when I was preparing mentally and energetically for this, in the same way that I felt an urge to do this reading, I felt an urge to use the Wings of Empowerment Oracle deck. So let's get into this energy some more. I just want to ask for any bits of guidance or wisdom for us to help us utilize this time in this energy. To help us grow into our highest selves, right? Like, growing and learning is a lifelong process. I would like to ask, what are some things that we could concentrate on, focus on, be mindful and or thoughtful about during this moon and its energy? All right. What do you have for me in the fan today in regards to this full moon and Aquarius? What do we need to know? What guidance, wisdom, helpful advice do you have for us, helping us to be our authentic selves, to continue growing and learning into our highest selves, and to let go of control and be more in a healthy, energetic flow instead. Your shadows reveal your inner strength. Your shadows. So that's different for all of us, right? We all have different shadow aspects. And you know, people always, not always, let me use my words better. People sometimes tend to talk about the shadow aspects of ourselves as if they are bad. But we can't have our light side without the dark side. And, okay, this is kind of touchy for me, but this just came into my mind's eye. So, okay. I'm trying to decide if I should give you a little backstory on myself or just say the thing. So it's a Bible verse, okay? I was born into Christianity. I am no longer in any type of religion. However, you can find some truth or guidance or inspiration from anything. And although I don't take the Bible literally anymore and haven't for quite some time now, there are still some truths and wisdoms in there. And the verse that came to mind is, to everything there is a time and a season and a purpose. And then it goes on to say a time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace, a time for war. And it goes on to name all of these opposite things. And so when I was talking about you have to have the dark to have the light, it's like a pendulum or a spectrum. If you get too far one way or the other on that pendulum or spectrum, you are out of balance. It is not good. Like, too much war is not good. Too much love actually isn't love. It's people pleasing and self-sacrificing, right? And sometimes love is mushy and gushy, and sometimes it is tough love, but people not really ready to have that conversation, right? Also, you have to have the contrast of one to see the value in the other. Okay, so the card says, your shadows reveal your inner strengths. That's going to be different for each of us. If you either already know what that is for yourself, or you come to know it after spending this time with me, I would very much love to hear about that in the comments if you're open to sharing that with me. Also, I think it would be interesting for us to be able to see each other, because it is going to be different for all of us. Not that we are going to compare ourselves, because we are not, but seeing different people's strengths, gifts, the shadow aspects of themselves that do make them beautiful, and it's probably your superpower, right? A lot of times the shadow side of us comes from difficulties and challenges and painful things in our lives where we've taken things too far one way, but then learned how to get them back in a better balance for ourselves and others. I find that very cool. Anyway, if you all are open to sharing, I feel like that would be wonderful. I'm curious and truly interested to know, but I also feel like if we all kind of shared some things in the comments, it would be interesting to see all the flavors that we are. Mix your desires with action for real results. That felt pretty personal to me. So recently, I have lots of good ideas, but recently I noticed about myself that I do have good ideas, I really do. And so I will start a million things all at once. And then most of them I get bored with them or something. And most of them fizzle out. And it wasn't that they weren't a good idea. But for me, some things are more fun to think about than to actually do. Like, I find it fun to think about them, but it's not something either that I'm really interested in actually doing, or it doesn't realistically fit into my life or my schedule or my responsibilities, or like it's not my passion, and so I should leave that for someone else to do, right? But on the other hand, sometimes I do have a good idea that is meant for me, that is totally something I would be passionate about, that totally fits into the life I've set up for myself. And instead of putting that idea into action, I just sit there and think about it for 9 years. So I've been thinking about when I have an idea, is this one that's just fun to think about, or is this one that I should stop thinking? I've thought enough now. It's time to put this thing into action. So I can get it out of my head and actually start seeing it in the 3D world and have some results. Mend the hearts around you with love. Some of you might be energetic healers. I just heard maybe you don't even know it yet. Sometimes I feel like there's a lot of pressure on us from society, and as a society, like if we're not doing something big, quote unquote big, I don't love how these things get put in categories of big and small and super important and not that important. All different types of work are important. The world would not function without them. So it's not big or small, it is your work. And some of your work is to mend the hearts around you with your love. And like I was saying at the beginning, sometimes love looks smushy and gushy and lovey and dovey, and sometimes it's tough love. It's important for us to be able to recognize which type of love is needed. Sometimes people are hurting badly and they just need a hug or a lap to lie on and someone to stroke their hair while they cry, right? But sometimes loving a person looks like telling them, I love you so bad, get up off your ass and go do the thing, right? I would not say something like that to a total stranger or someone that I don't really care about, right? But if you are close to me and I don't call you out on your bullshit, I don't love you. And on the other hand, if you are in my life and you are only cheerleading for me and not calling me out on my bullshit, I will not feel loved by you. I will not feel your love. Not that you do not love me, but I won't be able to recognize it. And we can say those things, truthful things, without being a dick, okay? But also being real, because we do care about our people. We want them to be successful. We see that their behavior is harming them instead of helping them, is holding them back instead of moving them forward in their lives, right? Does that make sense? But don't give tough love when they've lost their favorite best dog friend that they've had since they were 2 years old and don't know how to live without them. They're in a puddle on the floor, okay? It's important that we are able to discern which type of love is necessary and give whichever one of those it is with grace and from the deepest parts of ourselves. I hope that made sense. I feel like I was rambling. You hold the power to create magic in your life. Yes, you do, baby. Our thoughts create things. Where our mind goes, everything else flows. Now, can we literally do magic? I think some of us can. Can we create a more balanced mental state from controlling our thoughts instead of allowing our thoughts to control us? Can we learn about neuroplasticity and retrain our brains? Yes, we can. Can we understand that the harm that was caused to us was never our fault, but we are responsible for our healing? Yes, we can. Can we learn skills, whether they're trades skills or conversation skills or interpersonal skills or communication skills or financially literate skills, reading skills, vocabulary skills, life skills? Can we do that? Can we work on those things and improve our lives and our relationships? Abso-fucking-lutely. And that is a power that we all hold. And it is a form of creating magic for our lives, or for ourselves in our lives. And don't let anybody else tell you different. Okay? Do you want to tell us anything else that you would like for us to know or consider during this full moon in Aquarius and the energy that comes along with it? Do you want us to know anything else? Would you like to tell us anything else? Sweet. I'm going to do a couple more shuffles. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like these three cards that just came out sum up everything that we've just talked about here. Unlock your inner potential. You are in control of your destiny. Your challenges are opportunities for growth. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me during this impromptu reading for the full moon in Aquarius. I would love to know how you spend this time and energy during this phase of the moon. I would love to know if you are learning or growing anything right now. I would love to know if this message was helpful for you. I would love to know if you are doing any rituals or meditation during this full moon time. Thank you for listening to my pieces of my life, and thank you again for spending this time with me. Give me a hug. I love you so bad. Let me know what the full moon brings for you. See you next time. Bye.